Love ethics. Love ethics refers to the order of seniority in the family hierarchy which is linked by kinship. For example, let us consider two brothers in which the older one marries woman A. If the younger one later married A's niece, it would violate ethics, because there would be a confusion of relationships, should A's niece call the older brother's wife her aunt or her sister-in-law. In another example, if a woman's father-in-law has an affair with her sister, that would also violate ethics because there would be confusion in addressing the woman's sister. Would she call her sister's father-in-law, her uncle or her brother? A third example would be if the younger brother were to marry his brother's mother-in-law's sister. This would violate ethics in that it would be against Chinese traditional family tree structures because it is inappropriate for the older brother to call his brother's mother-in-law's sister his sister-in-law or call his brother's wife his auntie. In conclusion, if love happens between relatives, they can be considered to have respected relational ethics as long as their addresses are consistent, otherwise, they would violate those ethics whether such relationship is near or far. Love between brothers and sisters would also be against ethics because it is inappropriate for anyone to identify their sibling as their spouse. If you violate love's ethics, you violate human principles, and if you violate human principles, then how can you be considered to be human? Love civilization. Love civilization refers to the behavior of expressing love which must be proper in time and location and cannot happen at just any occasion or it would violate love civilization. For example, in public places, there are people of different generations, such as mothers with sons, fathers with daughters, aunts with nephews, fathers-in-law with sons-in-law, and grandmothers with grandsons. In these cases, if someone were to hug and kiss their lover passionately and behave intimately, they would be violating love civilization because expressing intimacy in front of older or younger people is also against love civilization, and those who violate love civilization can only be thought of as being subhuman beasts because they should know better. Love age. Affectionate love refers to the love between people who can have physical relationships with mutual affection. It refers exclusively to those between adults and excludes all minors. Taking into account factors such as physical, emotional, and intellectual development, and the impact on their future lives, the occurrence of love behavior between an adult and anyone considered to be under the age of maturity or the age of consent violates the love age. For whatever reason, the adult's behavior is criminal deception. As for the innocent love between young boys and girls, they are normal physiological and psychological phenomena should never be fussed over. Love relationships. Where love ethics, civilization, and age are not violated, and no other transaction-oriented principles are violated, the affection and attraction between people is called a love relationship. They are in line with human nature, and with the greatest Creator's intention to procreate humans. Love relationships have nothing to do with age. Within the love age, 20-year-olds and 80-year-olds can enjoy so-called spring-fall relationships as they do not violate love ethics. Love diversity. People in human societies are different from each other. Some are enthusiastic while others are cold, some are omnivorous while others impose moral dietary restrictions, some are powerless while others are energetic. Therefore, it is impossible to formulate standard and universal rules for love relationships. They are unique and personal. Lifelong monogamy is good, but changing lovers is also good. Remaining single and loving many at one time are both good. As long as the lovers are willing and are in line with human nature, others have no right to interfere. Love morality. Love relationships established on the basis of not harming other people's love defines love morality. This is really a tricky problem which we shall illustrate with the famous novel from the Song dynasty, Water Margin, on the relationship of Wu Dalong, his wife Pan Jinlian, and her lover, Shiman Qing. From the perspective of traditional morality, Pan should have been faithful to Wu throughout her life, and her love affair with Shiman was against the traditional doctrine for a married woman because she should not have become involved with another man, but from the point of view of human nature, it was too cruel for Pan because her faith met Wu's satisfaction at the cost of her own feelings. So, what should she have done? Could she have been satisfied with her husband throughout her life? It is too cruel for a physically and psychologically healthy woman with unfulfilled emotional needs to be loyal to a husband who was unable to meet her sexual needs, let alone to satisfy her emotional needs. So, the love relationship between Pan and Shiman was reasonable and she had the right to pursue it, but the situation was different for Shiman because his behavior would hurt the love relationship between Pan and Wu and it was contrary to love morality. Therefore, tragedy was inevitable because in this story, Pan was the victim of Shiman's desire. Wu's behavior is also against love morality because his relationship with Pan hurt Pan and Shiman's love, so he should bear some responsibility.